to talk to you about gun laws and why you should support them. Now, here in my hand, this isn't a real firearm. This is an airsoft firearm. It's an airsoft gun. This is a double-barrel M1911 airsoft pistol, CO2. So it's modeled after a real 1911 with the brown grip and the black barrel trigger, rest of the gun. So this pistol is a semi-automatic, single-action only pistol that operates off a short recoil. So what that means is with each shot with this gun, and if it was a real gun, it would mean you would have a little bit of kick, just like this, when shooting it. Now, like I said, this is fake. It's an airsoft gun. I don't own a legal firearm. Not yet, anyways. But, anyways, this here, 1911, a real one, has been used since, I would say that 1911 was when it was first in the name, of course. 1911 was when it came out. It was primarily used by the U.S. Army from 1911 to 1985. It is still used in a somewhat moderate capacity today within the military, although there are variations from ammo types on it, calibers, from attachments. I mean, even just the color, grip, even cosmetically. There are a lot of variations with it, and this gun has a lot of history. It was used in multiple wars, from World War I all the way to the Cold War and so on. All the way, I mean, it has a lot of history. And there's also a lot of history within gun laws and control. Now, here I have inserted a quote by Japanese reporter and author Yoshimi Ishikawa. Americans have the will to resist because you have weapons. If you don't have a gun, freedom of speech has no power. And he is well known for his book, Strawberry Road. He himself was born in 1941 in Japan, and he is a Japanese-American immigrant. As well, I have also quoted here the actual Second Amendment from the U.S. Constitution, written originally back in 1776, right before the Revolutionary War began. And it states, a well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right to the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. Now, what a lot of people have done nowadays, especially with the NRA exclusively, is they've really twisted that amendment. Now, if you dissect it and look at it more thoroughly and in depth, it is stating that you may have a arm or weapon of some sort in your home. But I think there's still an extent to which that should be allowed. Because in this quote in the Second Amendment, it is also quoting how a well-regulated militia is necessary for the security of a free state, and that was, of course, the Second Amendment, written during a time of serious war. I mean, the country wasn't founded yet. But with this, like I said, people tend to twist it and manipulate it into their own personal agendas and for their own excuses. So, here are some statistics, and these statistics show, these are all stats from 2019, that the gun-related deaths in the U.S. in total, which were, if I can read this correctly, 38,355 people. 38,355 people in 1 year from gun violence alone. Now, about 14,414 of those were homicide-related gun use, but 23,941 other deaths were suicide-related, or suicide-related gun violence. So, for For statistics like that, as well as this chart I have on the other side here comparing killings, gun-related killings as a percentage of all homicides between different countries. I mean, just look at the U.S. in comparison to Australia, Canada. I mean, England and Wales. It's abysmal in England and Wales. Canada, it's about a fifth. Australia, just less than a fifth. And then the U.S., almost 3/4 as a percentage, gun-related homicides. So, in this case, my point being, and what I'm trying to persuade, is that I agree with these gun laws. I agree they should be supported. And I also agree that more regulations and safeties need to be put in place to prevent such occurrences from happening. School shootings, gun-related violence, homicides, suicides, shootings of any kind within the U.S. alone. I mean, they need to stop. Absolutely stop. So, my point being is that I believe it is alright to own a firearm, some sort of like a handgun, self-defense, and, in case anyone breaks into your house or you want to go shooting at a range. I'm all for it. Just has to be a handgun, and California law states that has to be a 10-round mag maximum, and the gun has to have an identifiable and traceable serial number on said gun. I'm all for that. I'm not for the ARs, the shotguns. Well, shotguns, it's a different topic, but mainly the automatic weaponry. I'm not all for that. There's no need. It's really just unnecessary. And so, here's how you can really help. There is a petition from the survivors of that shooting in 2018, the Florida shooter that killed 18 students and faculty. Here's a petition in the link here to which you can sign and support their cause to put more gun laws and safeties into place. And of course, if you are going to own a firearm, always read up the safety use and know the actual laws behind what you need and what you have to do if you are going to be a firearm owner. Always be on top of your documents for, said firearm. As well as how you can keep up with politics, local or federal, on gun regulation and safeties. There's always going to be some type of debate. Always going to be a bill coming out here and there in support of this cause. And with that, I'm going to end it here. And as I've stated, I think this is a worthy cause. This is necessary. This is absolutely important, very important to the safety and future protection of American citizens. Thank you.